Our production of Oh What a Lovely War not only joins us with the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra, it links us with a major arts centre in the southwest, notably the Lighthouse, where the production will take place. But it also connects our professional acting course with students in costume, with model makers, with set design, with filmmakers, with students who have an interest in animation, and so it goes on. It becomes almost a university production that showcases the sorts of qualities and skills which our students offer to the creative industries.
I thought I was well prepared, but 5 minutes ago I looked over all my lyrics and they're all wrong. So I've had to go over them again, but they're all right now, I hope. Something you've really got to do if you want to be a really good actor, I think, is really push yourself and scare yourself.
At the club one evening, Jones was telling all his pals how much he hated girls, despite their golden curls.
Hey little hen, when will you lay an egg for my tea?
I wasn't too nervous before, but then just before I stood up,
Today I was
my knees
fine.
just quivering.
As soon as I got up and stood in front of everyone and saw everyone watching, that's when I was like, oh no.
It's a silence before you sing.
Yeah.
You start second guessing yourself and like you're thinking through the lyrics all in like a second, and then like, no, don't do that. What do I do? Oh yeah, I breathe.
Yeah, breathing. Oh god, I forget to breathe.
In World War One, to kind of keep the morale up, they'd have concert parties and they'd have a Piero troupe. And I found kind of lots of great research images of soldiers in kind of black and black Piero costumes, so that's kind of where that inspiration's come from. From very early on, Ken said to me that he liked the idea of the Pieros beginning very Piero-like and then kind of progressing slowly throughout the play to become more realistic costumes, which was quite a challenge in itself, because that's a whole lot of costumes. Joan Littlewood in this play, she does not paint a very good light on the country's leaders. They're very much kind of meant to be quite ugly characters. And there's a scene where all the country's leaders meet to discuss their feelings and plans towards this potential war. And kind of the more I researched it and the more I looked into it, I really wanted to kind of just totally exaggerate and just like distort their bodies and like kind of linked in with their motives towards the war. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, how can I do this with costume? And the kind of conclusion that I came to was life-size puppets. Because that gave me the most creative freedom with creating these characters.
They're going to be sort of half actor, half puppet. So the legs of the puppet will be the actors, and then the body will come off front ways like this, and then they'll have control over the head and of the hand, sort of thing. Modelmaking are doing their heads. They're good at the whole puppetry aspect of it and the technicals in it. So they're going to make those. And then basically all mine is a T-frame out of wood, like that, and then the body will sit on top of that with the costume. So I'll be making the costume and the bodies underneath, hopefully with help from the second years later on when they get around to it, because there's 8 of them, there's a lot.
Some of it we're going to try and get from store, purely because we don't have the budget to buy everything. We've found a couple of fabrics in store, like in a haberdashery, that make 3 costumes £20 for one of the costumes, like for 3 of them. It's like that cut a good,
Yeah, it was good.
£130 off our budget. But that's all we're at the moment. It's kind of more organising all the actors.
Yeah, so your job is to get the it from paper to reality, isn't it? Like, that's quite a challenge.
Yeah, just a bit, when there's like this many.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole idea of my set is to reflect the false image of war in contrast with the reality of war. So the lower level would be the reality of war, the kind of gritty side of the pier. The upper side is the false image, sort of delicate and intricate pier railings. And the way of getting down would be cast iron spiral staircases. It's taken me a long time to source appropriate ones that are like the right width for actors to go down so that it's safe. But yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Ready to go for it?
Even though it's of an era that it is, within this piece there's lots of different styles, so that's nice. And actually it's just the energy they bring to it, probably. The enthusiasm, that's really, really lovely. They'll be fine, but I will be nervous. I'm not nervous at the moment, but I will be on the night, definitely. Because I've obviously never done anything like this before, I can't work out what's going to go wrong. Whereas if I know making the dress, it could be the fabric or it could be this, whereas I don't actually know yet the mechanics of it, so that sort of thing. And also the computer. Working on the computer and Illustrator to get all these drawn out is quite tricky. So at the minute it's just me on puppets. And then, so I'm going to try and make all the bodies by the end of this first term. And then during PP, I've got another girl, Amy, coming on board, and hopefully about 6 second years. So I'll get all the line drawings done and everything for the costume and the plan of the medals and all of that stuff, and then hopefully just be able to say, right, production line, let's go.
So they're made out of foam, and then on top of that we did like a tissue paper, like, you know, how you did when you were younger. And then we painted them to look a bit old and
yeah, they wanted them sort of like kind of like a wooden effect. They're sturdy.
Yeah,
we've
definitely
dropped them a few times.
Yeah,
and they've survived. So
yeah, they should be. They'll be fine. I think they'll be quite good once they've got a bit of character behind them and the voices. So they all look like quite grumpy old men, so it should be quite good.
Well, today we've brought in a drill sergeant to actually whip the actors into shape, mostly the boys, so they know exactly what they're doing with their hands, how to march, how to stand easy, and all these other things, which is quite exciting because, I mean, at the moment we're kind of guessing what the right routine would be, and the boys are kind of messing around, so this will really straighten them up.
Squad! Shut! On the left! Kick! March! Left arm there. Yeah.
This size and this scale and working out how they're going to get on stage, that's been the issue at the minute, because the set's got a balcony that's 2.2 metres. So before, when they were that style, it was okay, and but now, because they're all a lot taller, we've had to take out stairs and all sorts. It's nerve-wracking that they're going to come on, they're going to be the only things on stage, and if they go wrong, it's going to be fairly obvious.
We're trying to source fabric for makers, and then we're trying to find all these props, and then we're trying to find kilts, and it's just like you're just trying to spread yourself in so many different directions. Lots of makes on the go, like we're just doing fittings today. We went to Sabre Sales in Portsmouth, and it was just goldmine. Like there was so much in there, so we had great fun running around there trying to grab everything.
So these are very heavy, but they're some of the great coats that we got. A complete bargain. They're about £20, £30 each. Oh, we've got some fur coats, which will be cut down quite a lot. They'll be completely destroyed, some of them. And that's for like some of the soldiers, they would dress up in like fur gilets. Got lots of helmets, which are obviously real. They're quite heavy, but they need painting up quite a bit. We got these for about a tenner each. On eBay you can find them for about £200, so we were quite chuffed with them.
There's a lot to happen, but it's now to the point where you can see all the various strands coming together. So you start to see how this show's going to be, rather than how it could be.
The British Empire is the most magnificent example of a working democracy the world has ever seen. Hell, absolutely hell! we have 1.5 million bayonets.
Been very little sleep up until now, and I don't think we're going to start sleeping yet, are we?
No.
No.
Not for another 2 weeks.
Not for another 2 weeks, but no, we'll get done.
Yeah, I
come
think
rain,
as well,
come shine.
Yeah, and I think because it's the final show of the year, like everyone's getting involved. Like we're getting, first years are coming in to help with the PROs, costumes, and people generally are offering up their time really generously. So
yeah,
it's like when stuff needs to get done, it gets done because it has to.
People all come together and make it happen.
And all the girlies he was taking for a float. He had girlies on the shore.
Your dirty khaki tunic and you wore your silly clothes. We fought the blues while you were on the blues and down in those. You were up with the wedges while we were in dresses flexing with angry clothes.
Well, we've built the entire full stage. The whole build is there. We've put the kind of decorative floor on. The next stage is to do the actual platforms, the two kind of levels. They're up at the moment.
Just getting everything technically sorted and the actors in the space to rehearse in the space. They don't actually have a lot of time, and the puppets have never been able to practice with the set and in their costumes, so that's going to be quite a technical. It will all go fine. It will all go smoothly.
It's going to be quite tight because there is a lot to be done, but I'm sure the actors will get on with it if I get my MC whip out. How's it going, Ed?
Yeah, this is the podger. I don't believe it. I've just loosened it this whole time.
For God's sake.
You've made a fool of yourself and everybody. So embarrassed.
I guess it's pressure, but it's also excitement because it is is our final performance here as like acting students. So I think it's more exciting to finally have our final show of ourselves and be like, we're here, we're finishing. So it's more of an excitement rather than pressure.
We're just running through all the songs while the crew's sorting out all the tech stuff, just so. Because we haven't sung since Friday, so it's just to keep everything in our heads.
Yeah, just a quick stagger through to make sure that we haven't forgotten everything, basically. Yeah, no, it's great being here and being in an actual theatre, big space.
Just make sure
ready to get on there.
No one else gets injured and no one else gets ill.
I think it's just getting to that point where everyone's body is going, no, I don't want to do it anymore, but one last big push and then we'll be ready to go.
It's got to a stage of rehearsals where we're bored. Not bored, but where you're doing it over so you don't realise how funny bits are or how, because you're used to it. Whereas being in that space and with other people, it'll bring the life out in it again. Dancing in boots, that's what I'm worried about. Big boots, do you know what I mean? And the clothes are so thick, they're proper like that old rustic big felt or whatever it is, and it's the sweatiness and on stage that I worry about. Just so I want it to look good, I don't want him to look at me, but he's drenched.
This whole week's just going to be about organising dressing and making sure that we have everything where it needs to be at the right time. It's such a big show with so many people and so many costumes that it's bound to have glitches.
A lot will happen today. A lot's going to get changed and go wrong, I feel.
Are you prepared?
Yes, I think so. Kind of. Got a toolbox, got some glue, got a cable tie.
They're learning what their costume is as we are, so
and it's things like hats need to be used for other scenes and need to be shared, so they don't know that they need to go back and they don't know where they need to go, and so you've got to go searching around for a singular hat, and it could be anywhere in the world.
So many changes. Actually, today's the first time we really realised that we just sort of been going off stage and rehearsing. We're like, okay, so now we change. But having not really seen many of the costumes in their entirety, now we come off stage and we're like, and now change everything I'm wearing in a minute. Oh, good.
Yeah, putting on a costume just makes you want, it just makes the character. Without it, you can never fully be in character. I feel as soon as you put the costume on, you're like, I am this person.
Yeah. Obviously things like
long dresses and heels can be an issue. So
Yeah, first time with the stairs.
Yeah, the dreaded stairs, an actor's nightmare.
Truthfully, I went on stage for the tech, and even though there's no audience, the stage was so daunting, and I forgot all my lines. I went completely blank. So I'm quite glad we're getting in really early, so we can get used to the stage, because everything suddenly comes at once in production week. You've got costume, you've got makeup, you've got props, you've got lighting, you've got the set, and you've also got the space where the audience are going to be, even though they're not there. It's so many things to take in at once, all of a sudden. So you've got 3 weeks of rehearsal in the rehearsal space, and then zoom on Wednesday. You've got all these things coming at once. So it's a process, and it's taking time to get used to.
Well, this morning we finally got the band come in, so all the actors are working with putting their voices to the actual orchestra sound. I mean, we're sitting halfway up the auditorium, and the whole room is moving because the sound is so beautiful. It's really exciting. Can't wait to actually put it all together with the lighting and stuff. It's going to be insane.
Well, it's been a nerve-wracking week. It's all really coming together, which is fantastic. Having the band here today is brilliant. You get to hear what it's going to be like on the night. Yeah, it just kind of gave you that extra confidence of, wow, I'm not just singing to a CD anymore, or it's not just the piano, it's all these guys behind me. Make me feel that much better, make me want to perform it that much more.
Yeah, surprisingly well. It's all going very smoothly. Getting used to all the sound cues and all the lights now, and working with the band sort of up to everyone's. 8 minutes till starting. 8 minutes till starting the second night. Yeah, working with the band sort of up to everyone's energy and stuff. Sorry, I just grabbed my hat. Yeah, going really well. No problem so far. Costumes are a bit, because there are so many changes and really quick, and there's like, yeah, I'm in one of the puppets, I'm in France, because there's just so many people running around backstage trying to get everyone dressed, and all the mustaches and hats, and I think I've got about 10 hats. That's a bit of a nightmare, but it's getting sorted. Sort of every run we do gets smoother, and the problems get ironed out, and yeah, it's all going pretty well.
I think the main note overall for everyone was projection, because for the first time we've done it with an audience, and then we've had more adrenaline than usual. And so I think everyone has gone on autopilot.
And on stage, it always feels like you're at an appropriate level, and then obviously if they're telling you it's not, then it's not. So that's always an issue, because then the more you project, the harsher it goes on your throat, and then you have to sing. So it's always a worry, but it has to be done. Can't be mic'd all the time. You want to go faster because your heart's going like this, but you know you've got the drummer going, here's the beat, and you've got to stick to the beat. And and sometimes you hit a bum note, and it's okay, because you probably won't do it again.
Well, in today's production, I had to give away most of my characters and times I had to go on stage, because in yesterday's productions, I gave a little bit more than 100%, and I managed to really, really hurt my leg.
We're currently choreographing new people in so they can take her place, so she can sit out of it. Her puppet has now gone to another person, which she's really upset about, but I mean, it's what's best for her legs.
It's one of those things you have to deal with, because it's like an unexpected situation that you have to just deal with. You can't just say, right, well, the dance is off, we'll cut that.
They've had to rebend the puppet so the puppet fits me, and now I'm a little bit worried. I've got like 3 more responsibilities than I had in the show yesterday. So
because it is the last one, it's just an undescribable word for that. Like, not urgency or passion, or because you've always got that, but it's the last show, so you just want to give it everything you've got, and you do that for other shows as well. But I don't know, it's a word that I don't know that is just more. Do you know what I mean? It is just, because it's the last one, I don't know, it's just more. Everything's just more. That's all I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, everything is more.
Just the amount of energy that's coming in after, 14-hour days when people get 2 hours of sleep is incredible. And I'm going to be really upset tonight when I have to do the last cue. I'll be weeping at my desk trying to say, and final, Alex, please go. It's going to be incredible. And I'm going to miss these people so much.
I'm so proud of the team. I think the girls at times have been a bit annoyed at me just because I get a bit flappy. I just get a bit like, oh my god, it's not going to get done. Everyone kept saying, it'll get done, and it's got done. Of course it's got done. But no, so proud of everyone. It's done such a good job.
it would have been impossible to do any of this without. So I've had 6 second years and 2 of them third years, and they've made it come to life, and they just look fantastic. And I watched it last night, and it's incredible. I mean, King George and the trousers that Yolanda made, and Kat's general outfit is just better than I could have ever hoped for.
I love the end song, and I love that togetherness of everyone on stage and looking out. And it's sort of weird, it's like, it's bittersweet, it's nice because you can't see the audience, it's for the audience, but you can't see the audience. Because I'm stood at the back, I can see everybody that's in the cast in front of me, and they're all looking out and they're all singing into like darkness, and it's like, it's a little bit of a bittersweet, like, what is ahead of us, do you know what I mean? Because we don't know, but this is the last time we're all together, so just stand there and sing your little heart out. Don't cry, or else you'll mess the notes up, but yeah.
What do we want with eggs and ham?